AFTV League. Can you believe what you're watching at the moment? That's three games at home in a row that we've lost. The home form, it's weird because normally over the past couple of seasons, it's been the away form that's been shocking. The home form is shocking. I mean, I think the players are probably glad there's no fans in there to be watching this stuff at the moment because we'd be losing it.
Yeah. Right, so 3 home defeats against teams that, are not going to win the league. It's also 10 games gone. You start to know where you're going to be after 10 games, is what they say. 5 defeats in those 10 games, Robbie.
More defeats than wins.
More defeats than
4
wins.
4 wins, 5 defeats, 1 draw.
I have to say that people have been crying out for 4 at the back, but that's probably why he hasn't been playing 4 at the back because, they got totally exposed, run all over by Wolves today. So that's why he has to play the defensive shape because the players are just not good enough. Just not good enough.
I heard you saying earlier in there that you get Pochettino in before the next game.
I didn't actually say that. I said, well, yeah, because I don't see how we're going to turn it around. I don't see from watching that game there, I don't see what we can do.
So you'd replace him right now with Pochettino?
Listen, I didn't say... When people at this moment in time are saying, Mikel, let's get rid of him, get him sacked and all that, obviously I don't think it's the best thing in the interest of the club because, you don't want to keep changing things. But I have not got one single thing that I can defend it. If someone comes on to me and says, right, I want Arteta out, I can't think of a reason at this moment in time, after watching that, I haven't got an excuse. I haven't got anything that can label it like, that is as poor as performances that I have seen. Is it all down to Mikel Arteta? No, I don't think it is. My argument is, though, what I'm saying is we're all in that chat. We're all in there today watching that. And every time Bellerin gets the ball, everybody's slagging him off. Right? But he continues to be played by Mikel Arteta.
It's the manager, then, isn't it?
So that's...
As I said to DT earlier, if the manager's winning all the games, if we're top of the league, everyone's praising him.
Yep.
When it's not performing, like you said, you pick the team, you pick the formation,
and that's why I can't.
And you get judged on it. Simple as that.
And that's why I can't defend it. Listen, I don't think Rob Holding's good enough. I'll be honest. As a central defender, for what Arsenal need, I don't think he's going to be. He's quite good enough to play week in, week out. He's had a couple of bad games. He's dropped. I see other players having bad games and continue to still be in there. Willian, for instance, is still playing. So when people start going about Arteta out, I have to think to myself, well, I can't defend that. I can't. Well, you're dropping one person and not another, continuing to play Bellerin. I'm going to try and defend Arteta as I can. I honestly think that since the rule, since he had to decide to make the 25-man squad, things have gone pear-shaped because this isn't that long ago, Robbie. It's not that long ago that we won the FA Cup and the Charity Shield and was looking a good side and looking like we was going places. Beating Manchester City, beating Liverpool, beating Chelsea. All of a sudden, the squad's left is given in. A decision that a manager, by the way, shouldn't be making. But we're giving it to an inexperienced manager. And he's saying, for whatever reason...
Why should he be making that? That's the manager's decision, isn't it? He's the one that's going to pick the players.
Well, yeah, he is. But also the players should be sold by the people that are doing those jobs as well. So you don't have to make the decision like that. Ozil should have gone, Robbie, before the 20-man squad was made. If that was the decision that was going to be made by the board. Not keeping him around there and putting more pressure on the manager.
Yeah, but he's kept, the guy is there, and this is why you're a manager.
Exactly.
You've got to manage you've got to manage a big club.
He's decided to leave.
Deal with issues.
He's decided that he's not in his 25-man squad.
And you think that's caused a problem now?
I do think that's caused a problem within the squad because I'm just trying to look where the performances are coming from, where they were so good before that and they're not now. There's something in that. I believe, and so from my point of view then, even if he's made that case up, the club should have then said, "Thank you, Mikel Mesut. You're not in the plans. There's your contract. Bought up. See you later. Go and get another club." All of this now is just putting untold pressure on an inexperienced manager that, quite frankly, I have to say, is looking more and more week in, week out of his depth. Now that is not necessarily his fault. He's been put into this position. Now, if he's been put in this position, give him the help that he needs and deserves. You know, at the transfer window, 2 players were bought. 2. We could see we needed other areas, Robbie.
We've got players like Saliba. He's not including him either.
Well,
you know what I mean? They're not playing. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's some very baffling decisions that have gone
and
on.
These are the
ARSWOL's baffling.
Yeah.
Saliba's baffling. Like you said, there's certain players that are playing that we wonder to ourselves, what's going on? And the whole thing's baffling at the moment.
Exactly. And that is
what the thing that's the most baffling is, why are we so poor? You know what I mean? As a team. You know what I mean? You can say personnel, but I look around at teams that, as I said, I used that example the other day, a team like Brighton that's got up front a player that we discarded in Danny Welbeck as not being good enough, playing attacking football, taking it to teams, you know, and then I look at our team, just no form, you know what I mean? There was one stat they brought up early in the game, we'd hardly dribble the ball.
Right, well,
I think it was, there was 3 individual players who had dribbled the ball 5 times each in Wolves' team, and the whole of Arsenal's team had dribbled it twice.
And this is why, when people keep saying about Mikel Arteta out, that you have to think to yourself, well, you can't defend it at this moment in time. You know what I mean? There's people slagging these people off because they're saying what they're saying. Now, at the end of the day, I cannot defend that today after watching what I'm seeing. I'm watching other games, Robbie. I'm watching teams like West Ham. Have West Ham got better players than us? I don't think so, but they're getting results and play. They beat Wolves 4-0. You know, and so somewhere along the line, you have to start saying that it is the players. Obviously, it is the players. But if other managers are getting tunes out of teams and players, then there's something fundamentally wrong.
Sorry, I'm going to have to put you on the spot with this one, right? How many more games would you give him? In performances like this, how many more games do you give?
I don't want to say it. I don't really want to say it. I don't. You know, I think at the end of the day, I think he's a dead man walking if they lose to Spurs next week. He's a dead man walking. I think that would be the end of it because there'd be too many people turning. I don't necessarily think it's all of his fault. I really don't. But momentum's gathering now. And you have to say after that today, you know, you know, I got a little bit annoyed with Ty there earlier on because, like, you know, what I'm seeing is, you know, like, and with you as well, you said about the Southampton manager. Yeah, he got heavily beaten, made changes, and things have gone differently. I watched us against Villa get absolutely stuffed against Villa. I see us get beaten by Leicester before that, and I've seen the same mistakes. I've seen the same mistakes get against Aston Villa. I've seen him change the team formation today, but still look at our defending and look how bad it is. Now, I feel that I feel it's really tough. What I'm saying here is because if he goes to a back 3 and plays like that, fans like me and you turn around and say he's too defensive, right? But when you look at it and he goes a little bit more attacking like he did today, we created a couple more chances. We've only scored 1 goal, by the way. But look at the possession that we lost. Look how vulnerable we was as a team. Look how exposed we were as a team. Now, if all these things are happening, something's got to give, Robbie. Something's got to change. Now, you can't, unfortunately, change all the players. So it does come down to the manager. And if there is a manager out there, and like Pochettino being one, that's available, you're going to have to seriously start looking at that. Now, I don't want to go down that route at this moment in time, but you've watched that game today. There's no defence for what we've seen today. You know, Ty will come on here and he'll be positive and whatever, because that's what he's like. And I admire him for that. I do admire him for that, because I wish I was like that. But ultimately I'm not. You know, I'm a reactional person, what I see of the game, and I take it from there. Perhaps when we lose, I go one way, and when we win, I go the other way. I'm too over the top, but that's the way. And I think that's how fans should be. You know what I mean? You support the team, or try to. You know, and you try to be as positive as you possibly can. But when you get a performance like that, Robbie, how can you be positive in what you've seen? There's just no way you can be positive from that. And what I see is that you've got a Aubameyang up there today, like, you know, this should go on to that slightly. Where is the leadership of the team? Where is the leadership of the team when you've got somebody like him doing what he's doing today? Now, he, you know, didn't get into the game. He missed a couple of chances and all that, like, but he is not performing. He's not performing. So you have to look at it and say, right, what are you going to do to make your best player perform? And I've seen it over 4, 5, 6 games now. It's not happening. Now, I'm not one of these fans that wants us not to be successful to get rid of the manager. You know, I mean, I want us to win. But I'm getting to the stage now, as a fan, I'm not going to go, I don't think I'm going overboard when I'm saying this. This cannot continue, to keep losing at home, nicking a point away from home, and then coming back and getting stuffed again, because eventually you're going to go down the table. People can slag off Paul Merson and say what they like about him, right? At the end of the day, at this moment in time, he's right, because where we are in the league is where we deserve to be. After 10 games, we're 14th. You know, we've not. If you could see some sort of progress in the defending, you could say, do you know what? Yeah, if he gets this player, gets that player, that. The only one thing saving grace for him at this moment in time, and I will defend him on this, is that we've lost our best midfield player. You know, Partey's played 1 or 2 games, and he's not playing. Unfortunately, as I said a couple of weeks ago on this, Robbie, he's played 4 games for Arsenal, lost 3. So he ain't. It's not just it's not just him. Missing him, there's lots of things wrong. James has just come out of a point and just said, like, in the post-match interviews that's going on now, they've brought out Willock. Where's the senior players? I have to also say today, we were sitting there. David Luiz didn't look right from that incident, and he's allowed him to continue in the game till half time. You know, it probably cost us one of the goals. All these little things now, like, you know, and listen, I don't want to be over the top about the performance, you know, and just say it's reactional over one game. I've looked at it from the other games as well. I remember us playing Dundalk, and we were struggling against Dundalk until their goalkeeper threw one in, Robbie. You know, there's so many things going wrong there, and I fear that Arteta hasn't got the experience to deal with this.
This video is supported by Profit Accumulator. Profit Accumulator helps you to earn extra money by doing something called match betting. Match betting isn't gambling. And when you do it properly, and I mean properly, you can't lose. So get involved right now. Click the link in the description and sign up to Profit Accumulator right now.